we're looking at the Math 3201 midterm. We're looking at the mid-year exam. We're looking at the multiple choice questions and the constructor response questions from Chapter 1. So we're only looking at Chapter 1 right now. So you can follow along. What I do suggest is that before I attempt each clip, or before I go through each question, you pause the clip so that you can attempt the question before I show you the solution. So we're having a look at multiple choice number 1. Given a Venn diagram below, how many elements are in the complement of B? How many elements are in the complement of B? So we see B right here. The complement of B is what's not in B. So what's not in B? What's not in B will be anything outside of here, and that will be 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. They are not in B. We would have 6 elements in A. But what's not in B? What's in only A are 4 elements. What's in only B is 1 element. What's in A and B are 2 elements. Which statement is true for the sets A, B, and C? So it says A is a subset of B. Is A a subset of B? This is incorrect. It's not true, since all the elements in A are not in B. Remember, a subset must be all the elements must be in another set. Is A subset of C? A subset of C? No, since all the elements in A are not in C. Is B a subset of A? So we'll see if B is in A, and we have 5 is in A, and the element 10 is in A. So yes, this is true. B is a subset of A. Let's just check the 4th. C is a subset of A. So we're going to see if all the elements in C are in A. We see that 3 is in A, 6 is in A, 9 is in A, but 12 is not. So this is not true. There are 25 people in line for a movie. 8 people have popcorn. 10 people have drink. 9 people have neither popcorn nor drink. How many people would have popcorn and drink? So we're looking for the intersect. How many people in the intersect? So if we draw a Venn diagram, this could help us answer this question very easily. We have a popcorn. We have drink. And it says 9 people have neither. So if there's 25 people in line for a movie, 25 subtract 9 would give us 16. That means that the union, P union D, the number of elements in P union D, is going to be 16. So it says 8 have popcorn and 10 have drink. So we know that the union, using the principle of inclusion-exclusion, the union is equal to the number that have popcorn plus the number that have drink, subtract the intersect, the number that have both. And we see that in the union, there needs to be 16 people. Since there's 9 that are not included, that don't have popcorn or drink, we subtract that from the total of 25 that were in line. We get 16. The number of people that have popcorn is 8. And the number of people that have drink is 10. So this would be X, and we see that X would equal 2. There's 2 people. And the people that only have popcorn would be 6. And the people that would only have drink would be 8. Since that would give us 10 here, that would give us 8 here. Let's just check to make sure. There needs to be 25 people. 6 plus 2 plus 8 plus 9 needs to equal this 25 people. And it does. And so the number of people that have popcorn and drink are 2. In the Venn diagram below, what does the shaded portion represent? Well, we have R, yet we're minusing, we're taking away the region that's overlapped. And so we have things that are only in R, which we say is R minus S. So we want all the elements that are in R minus the ones that are in S. R union S would be all of this. Our union S would be R, all of this. S minus R, S minus R will be this blue region right here. It'll be anything that's in S minus what's in R. So this blue region would be S minus R. And of course the intersect, S intersect R, SNR, would be the red overlapping region. Vince asked 50 people if they liked apples or oranges. 5 people didn't like apples or oranges. 21 people liked both apples and oranges. And 11 people liked only oranges. So let's draw a Venn diagram. And we have apples, we have oranges. And there's 5 people that don't like apples or oranges. That's 5 people that are on the outside. 21 people like both. So that is the intersect. We have to determine how many people like only apples. So we have how many people like only apples. So let's see, we have the 50, subtract the 5 that is not included in the union, would be 45. We know that there's 11 that only like oranges. So we have this region right here being X. So if we take the 45 from the union, subtract the 32 for the people that only liked oranges and the people that like both, we get 13. So X would equal 13. The table below shows the results of 42 people who own Apple products. Which Venn diagram best represents the information in the table? So if we know that it says show the results of 42 people who own Apple products. So we have the union of the iPad and the iPhone would equal 42. Yet the table shows us that there's 58. So if we take the 58 and subtract the 42, we would get the 16, and that's what would be in the middle. That's what would be in the intersect. So in this case, this one's no good, and this one. So we have 16 in the intersect. Now if we look at an iPod has, there's 13 people that has the iPod. So, sorry, 30 people that has the iPod. 16 of them have both. That leaves 14 for just an iPod. So A would be our answer. In the Venn diagram below, how many students are in physics and biology, but not chemistry? What we're actually looking for is physics intersect biology minus chemistry. That's what we're looking for. The number of people in physics and biology, but not chemistry. What we have in the intersect in physics and biology, we have this right here, 10 students. Yet we're not going to include the ones that are in chemistry. So who likes physics and biology, but not chemistry, would be 3. If I were to ask you how many people like only physics, only physics would be these 10 people. Only biology would be these 13. Only, sorry, that's only chemistry. Only biology would be this 5. Or sorry, this 12. So let's have a look at the constructed response questions. It says Jessica surveyed her classmates to see if they liked vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream. 8 people liked vanilla ice cream. 5 people liked both. 9 people liked neither type of ice cream. And 21 people liked chocolate. So we have a Venn diagram. And we have vanilla. And we have chocolate. We do know that 8 people like vanilla. 5 people like both. So 5 is in the intersect. 9 people like neither. So that would be 9 people out here. 21 people like chocolate. So if that's 21 people like chocolate, but we already used up 5, that would give us 16 that like only chocolate. If 8 people liked vanilla, we have 5 of those people used up. That means that 3 only like vanilla. It says draw a Venn diagram and determine how many people she surveyed in total. The number of people she surveyed would be the 3 plus the 5 plus 16 would be all regions of the Venn diagram, plus 9. This would give us 33. So 33 people were surveyed. How many people? Let's ask some more questions. How would we interpret this Venn diagram? How many people only liked vanilla ice cream? The people who would only like vanilla would be 3. How many only like chocolate would be 16. How many people are in the union? In the union there would be 3 plus 5 plus 16, which would give us 24. So all these different types of questions could be asked in the same way. Let's have a look at another constructed response. And you could probably, you could assume that this one may be one like this, using inclusion, the principle of inclusion and exclusion, maybe one of your first short answer questions or constructed response questions on your public exam. We're looking at 50 customers at a movie theater on Saturday night. They were surveyed about the types of movies they liked. This is the number that liked horror movies. Here's the number that liked sci-fi movies. This is the number that liked comedy. Let's draw a Venn diagram, of course with 3 sets. And we have horror, sci-fi, and comedy. When we're constructing these Venn diagrams, it's always good, and a strategy is to work from the middle. So how many people liked all 3? 3 people liked all 3. And you work from the middle regions out. And we see that 7 people like sci-fi and comedy. So 7 people, yet 3 is already used up. So you see 7 people like sci-fi and comedy, but yet 3 are already used up. So we put 4 that only like sci-fi and comedy. 14 like horror and sci-fi. So that would give us 11 right here. We've already used up to 3. 4 didn't like any of the types, so 4 is out on the outside. And we see this would be X since we don't know what this region is. So we're going to use the principle of inclusion, exclusion of 3 sets. This is a formula that would be given to you on your formula sheet. So we have N of H union S union C is going to equal the number that's in H plus the number that is in S plus the number of elements in C. Subtract the number of elements in the intersect of H and S. Subtract the number of elements in S intersect C. Subtract the number of elements in H intersect C. And then we're going to add the intersect of all three sets. The number of elements in. And so, we'll use the Venn diagram for some of this, but also we'll use our information right here. As you can see, there's 50 customers at the movie theater, yet 4 are not included in the union. So that would give us 46 in the union. We have 46. So make sure you don't include everything in the universal set. We're only looking for what's in the union. The number that liked horror movies was 25. The number that liked sci-fi is 23. And the number that liked comedy is 21. The number that liked horror and sci-fi will be 14. The number that liked sci-fi and comedy is 7. The number that liked horror and comedy will be, and keep note of the bracket here, X plus 3. And the number that liked all 3 would be 3. So we have 46 would equal we have 69 here. Subtract 21 plus 3. This is the key right here. You're subtracting all of this, so that's going to be subtract X, subtract 3. You're subtracting all of it, and when you subtract a positive, you're subtracting a positive number. So let's have a look. That's a common error right there. We have 46 would equal 48, subtract X. And so we would have 46 subtract 48 would equal to minus X. So negative 2 would equal to minus X. Therefore, X would equal 2. So the region, the number of people that would like only horror and comedy, right here would be X. The number of people that like horror and comedy would be 5. So the number of people that like horror and comedy but not sci-fi would be 2. Once again, keep this question in mind. It may come up on the constructive response. It would be a popular type of question to put on the constructive response using the principle of inclusion and exclusion. This formula right here will be given to you. Of course, it might have A, B, and C, but it will be given to you on the formula sheet.